And I chose to walk away from a company that I started and start over. Got my insurance license and went out and sat down with a gentleman down in McCreary County, Kentucky in his little trailer house and sold him a policy for $43.10 a month.
Boom, and the rest is history.
And then he canceled 10 days later and I got my first charge back.
Never mind. Then I quit and went home and said, this injury's not for me.
Yeah. Rose said, is this going to work? I said, I'm not sure, but I'm still figuring it out. The good news is that if you're watching and you're trying to figure out if this industry is for you, or you're trying to determine if you're with the right organization, know this, that you have agency. God's given you a decision-making capacity to determine your own future.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you can choose impact. You can choose to be a difference maker where you are. You can choose to go somewhere else. You can choose to serve the family today with what I would say meaningful service, and do them right and do everything you can to serve them. You will build your book of business, referrals will come, you will build a reputation that precedes you. If every day you go out and say, I'm gonna make a difference in someone's life today, and the client I'm gonna serve, or this team that I'm working with and their agency, I'm gonna do my very best for them. If you're serving people in sales or services with inside the space, health, life, Medicare, like treat people like you would like to be treated and say, how can I improve their lives? That's it. And say, I'm going to do that, regardless of what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we got Roger Short and Chris Ball from Life Insurance Academy in the house today. Yeah. You guys are blowing up.
Springfield, Missouri, man.
Dude, Springfield, Missouri. The podcast, y'all's podcast is getting a lot of steam.
Yes.
Very soon we'll be getting hundreds of thousands of downloads a month.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We are.
How cool is that?
Yeah, we're tracking at that, tracking at those numbers. Yeah.
It's exciting. Yeah.
It is exciting. You're like global celebrities. Chris Ball.
That is a little different. I didn't expect that.
I think there's like 38 countries right now on the list.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're kidding with all the celebrity talk, by the way. So you don't know these two. They're the most, literally, the most humble, impact-driven, helper individuals on the planet. Right?
Thank you.
We fit in really well. I get excited and then they bring it back down. Just kidding. They actually also give me a lot of ideas. Right? Group tickets, the tour we're going to roll out pretty soon. Yeah. A lot of the things that we're doing is because of listening to great people like these two, right? So. And the rest of your team, right? Zach, also partner.
Yeah.
Austin, Maddie, and the rest of the squad.
Yeah. Can't forget Rose. She's the
definitely
kingpin.
Can't forget Rose.
She's
yes.
the kingpin.
That's true.
Yes.
Yes. Without Rose, it would all fall apart.
Yes. Yes.
That's how it is with my mom on the secure insurance group.
We're all the
side,
thorns. She's the rose. Yeah, we just do it.
So why Life Insurance Academy?
Well, for us, on one side of it, we saw we would go into homes and we saw people who were poorly served. We said how I would phrase it is it was an underserved market and a poorly served market. So people who don't have coverage, they don't have enough coverage or the right coverage, right?
Yep.
And we would follow agents who were taught to sell. Sell.
At all costs.
At all costs.
Get premium out of the house.
Yeah. Then that's what we've heard.
That was the mantra. That was the drumbeat at the organization. They were get premium out of the house at all costs.
Wow. How does that make you feel, that mantra?
I just felt sad for the people that we were serving, because...
Dirty? Just listening to it?
It didn't make me feel dirty. It made me feel sad. And it kind of... it made me realize there's so much room to help this industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of capacity here, and if there's a different voice that starts to resonate and a different call to something better, to serve people better, we should do it.
And our time in the field and our organization, the conversation we had is, we want to make a difference. Mm-hmm. That's the drumbeat, to make a difference.
Difference maker wristbands. That's a different one.
This one has the B1 and the LIA logo right here. Yeah.
Oh, there's one of the difference makers that's bigger though, right?
Chris doesn't have his on. He must have taken his off for the podcast today.
Well, he's not going to be a difference maker today then.
No, he's out. He's out. He's out.
I have it tattooed on my lower back, so that's the good news.
Perfect. Never forget.
But and when you step into a home and you're having a conversation with a client, and they're telling you this experience that they have, they're projecting that experience onto you.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Even as you as a difference maker, you might have the best intentions,
Yes.
but now you have to do all this work.
Because of that experience, they're expecting
Yeah.
you to be the same premium pusher.
Well, yeah,
Correct.
they
Or my
project
dad
it,
calls
they
it a
assume.
policy peddler.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to, I mean, the one thing we knew is we want to help agents stay in the business. We want to affect that 8% number.
Yes.
Because, you know, the cool thing is, do you want to be a part of the 8%?
Yeah.
But can we tick it? Can we
Yeah.
turn that number
I think because
to
of
more
you guys,
successful agents?
I think because of you guys, it's up to 8.8. You know, I mean, there's a good chance. It's
There we
maybe
go.
8.88.
Hey, we're
You're
trying
gonna have
push
to do
it
some-
10, buddy. We're trying to get it to 10.
You're going to have to do some rebranding because of Life
I
Insurance
know.
Academy.
I'm worried about that. You guys got to slow down with all this content you're putting out.
That's right. man.
Yeah. How many episodes have you done so far?
We have, I think we're at 77
Yep.
released.
Wow. And it's not all 100% life insurance focused, right?
No, it's Life Insurance Academy podcast. That's the name of the podcast. But anything related to sales inside of this industry, inside the insurance space,
Yep.
some of it's just on the psychology of selling. You know,
Yes,
how to
yes.
communicate
Right.
so
A lot of
people
that.
understand. We have guests on there. I mean, we've had Medicare talks, we've had health insurance talks, life insurance.
Correct.
We had
So
a guy
it's-
you
it's
might have heard of. I'm going to try and pronounce it correctly. Justine
Oh.
Justine Brock.
Broccoli?
Justine Broccoli.
Got
no,
it.
Justin
There's
Brock
a
was.
shout out to you,
You got to
Justin.
send that
Look at
clip
that.
to Justin. now.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
I think it's French. No, we had Justin on there just looking at.
And a coach, Michelle Bertie?
yeah, that's good.
Coach Michael Bert.
Yes, yeah.
You guys have a lot of amazing guests on there.
Yeah.
How do you choose your guest when you do
We're
that?
looking, and you said this earlier. It's impact.
Yeah.
We're looking for impact. You know, we had an author. We had Susan Scott. I don't know if you've heard of Susan
Wow,
Scott.
no.
Susan,
Tremendous author and writer, organizational leader.
Fierce Conversations was one of the most impactful books that I read,
Wow.
and so we invited her to be on it. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, huge influencer. Check it out.
That's
if
cool.
you haven't read that book,
She's got another book, Fierce Leadership.
yeah, very
Yes.
Yeah, and she has the organization that she heads up is called Fierce.
Mm.
Right.
So yeah, and we're looking to bring on other people. So impact is number one.
Where's this message of impact and this heart to help? Because I'm telling you guys, a lot of people could sit in the chair and to you guys listening on YouTube, it would feel fake, right? It would. But I'm telling you, from these two, when you get to know them, it is the most genuine, sincere, legit, impact-driven theory you'll ever see. Why though? Where does that come from? Why is that the case? Because if you could give them, I'm telling you, you could give them $100 million, and they create no impact, or you can give them $1 million and they create an impact around the world, they would take the $1 million.
I'm going to take the $1 million every
Yes.
time.
Is that weird, or is that what they should do? I don't know. Let me know in comments below.
Now you can make a lot of impact with $100 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so you know
That's true.
so it may be your long play to make a lot of money, so you can make an impact.
Yes.
And you know
That ties
you
into
know,
mine.
Yeah, and we
you know.
resonate with that, but it can't be, you know,
Right.
let's just policy push, get premium out of the house, and it's never client focused, because
Yes.
you know, I believe as sales professionals in this industry that we should have a higher calling, because we're serving people and their needs, their families.
Correct.
Life insurance is about protecting people on some of their worst days.
Yes.
Right? And doing something for their families on their worst days.
Yes.
That's what life insurance is about. Critical illness, chronic illness with living
Yes.
benefits, and then the death benefit, of course. Nobody ever wants to cash in that policy.
No.
Nobody ever wants to cash in the policy. Ever. Right? They buy it in case.
Well, and
What
you, know,
if?
you know what I've heard too? There's one product in the world that the owner that buys it never gets to personally use it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's only one.
Yeah.
You can't name another.
Not in the death benefit form. Now, in living benefits.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, if you have a critical illness now
Right.
with a lot of these term products, you know, you can receive a benefit while you're alive to help protect your family. But
Right.
it's about protecting families, right? So people
Yes.
do it because they care about the ones they love the most. That's what they're trying to do.
Yes.
Health insurance. I've got to protect my health. I've got to make sure my family's health is okay. And if I
Yep.
need help, doctors, and I need medicine, I need to make sure that that's covered so it doesn't put me in
Yes.
financial ruin. So regardless of what it is, Medicare, health, life, it's about protecting people. Like it's a core need that everyone has, and everyone loves someone.
Yes.
And so I feel like it is a little sleazy when you come over the top of that, and it's all about get as much premium out of the house as you can.
Yeah.
So to me, there's a disconnect. Just in this is the market you're serving, but sometimes organizations are not teaching people to serve that well.
No.
So I do believe we have a higher calling to help move people to a better place.
Yes.
And be profitable doing it.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
And more
is that one of
profitable.
y'all's core values too? Profit?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ours too. Yeah. Speed,
Speed, trust,
Profit.
vision, profit.
trust, vision. I love that.
Yeah.
Speed,
Yep.
trust, vision,
We've got
profit.
integrity and results oriented,
Yeah.
that kind of thing too. But so a lot of organizations, I don't feel like the message you're teaching and preaching is being exemplified from the top.
Right.
What happens is, what I believe is, if it's not exemplified from the top, it's never trickles down, or if it's exemplified a little bit, it's never trickled down as much because it's like secondhand, right? The whole theory of that, where I think I really believe that it seems like for you guys in the organization you're creating, right, whether it be Life Insurance Academy or Advanced Team, you are exemplifying that, and it appears that it's also trickling down amongst everyone that's involved in the organization, which is super important and super vital.
Right.
Because you guys got to think, listen, right now, like, do you really want to be with an organization that doesn't exemplify impact,
Integrity,
integrity,
care.
serving, helping? Like, do you like being a difference maker, right? Like, I'm asking you guys to like ask yourself right now as you're watching, because I can tell you that these two dudes and the rest of the team, right? Zach as well,
Oh,
big
right.
time.
Yeah.
Like these three individuals, 4 rows, right? Maddie, Austin, like it just keeps,
Yeah, our entire team.
Right.
Yeah.
it's very impact focused and driven and making an impact. And I think deep down, whether we admit it or not, every human on the planet wants to make it a better place. Whether we're doing it, whether we're living it, whether we're saying it, I really think deep down, we truly want that.
I think it takes. So I'll say it this way: one of the conversations I have with a client, as in this final expense world, is I talk about it as emotional excavation. Like there's something that matters to them, but the sands of life have come over the top and covered it. So we get our brushes out and we're looking for it. Like
Just a
like
little toothbrush or a big
archaeologists.
brush?
Yeah, sometimes both. It just depends,
Sometimes
right?
it's a freaking shovel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
it needs to be, because that toothbrush ain't going to make it fast enough.
Yeah, because they got it buried. There's hurts
Yeah.
that are buried in there.
And I would
Yeah.
say we're people.
Yes.
We're people. And
Yes.
it's true for us. And you're right. I think at the core of us, we want to make the world a better place. But the problem is life happens to us.
Correct.
And stuff comes over the top. And as it comes over the top, it buries that core piece of us that connects us to other people. And so we have to come to the conclusion, like, yeah, it's okay to want things, but that's not going to fulfill you. It's impact that fulfills you.
Yeah.
Right? So just shoveling that stuff aside and saying, man, when do I feel most fulfilled? When do I feel most fulfilled? I mean, when I give something,
Yeah.
I do, man. I feel
true.
impact on that.
It's true.
When you do something special for someone else, and you see there's genuine appreciation and gratitude on their part,
Yes.
it's the most fulfilling thing ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
it's one of the big principles of influence in selling. It's reciprocity.
Yes.
Right? When you do something for someone and to just see how they appreciate and respect that, it makes a massive difference.
I'll give you an example of this. Okay?
Okay.
Had an agent who went to go see a client, wasn't able to get the sale. That's fine. In this conversation, woman, it was her birthday. Nobody had gotten her anything. Nobody had gotten her anything at all. Alone.
Wow.
Agent went to the dollar store, bought a gift card because it's close. You could go there, and bought her a ton of balloons for her birthday with a note.
Wow.
Took it back, saw some kids playing in the neighborhood, and said, "Here, why don't you take this to the lady over there, and knock on the door, and say happy birthday," and left. Like that person is going to make a lot of money.
And she didn't know it came from him.
No, not at all.
And that wasn't why he was doing it.
No.
That's a special story, because most people want you to know that they were the ones that gave you the gift.
Right. Right.
Well, in reality, does that really matter?
No.
You know? That you're the one that gave
That's
it.
a difference maker.
Yeah.
That's a difference
That is
maker.
a difference maker.
Right? And
That's really cool.
that is if you can build that culture and it may take some tough conversations, like, man, I
Yeah.
feel like and it doesn't mean you have to change an organization. You just may need to have an honest conversation
Yes.
and say, it feels a little weird sometimes when we're saying this and doing this.
Yes. Yeah, because you can be you wherever you're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like how the organization is trickling down and
Yeah.
talking and pushing premium and whatever, doesn't mean you can't be you.
Yeah. And you could have an impact on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. People are also attracted to y'all and the message, and I really believe a big part of it is it's not like there's some things y'all could do that would create a lot of financial gain
Hey, we need to write this down.
very quickly.
Go ahead. We're
Take
going to
some
take some
notes.
notes.
Right?
No, go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that kind of stuff. You know?
Easily, yeah. There's easily you can
Yeah.
take it. You can take advantage of certain situations and things, and
Yeah.
you can profit yourself in a quicker way, faster, accelerate it. But
Yes.
I mean, I had a successful career before I got into the insurance.
Exactly. I'm the one who should be taking notes. You're the business legend doing tens of millions of dollars a year with your previous company, which you don't talk about. And this dude's a part of a movement with a church that grew to 30,000.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't even be like, where's my notepad?
Yeah.
Right?
So, when I got disillusioned with our former company because the private equity group that we had brought on to advance our cause stepped in when we were in the mortgage market crash of 2008, 2010, and they started changing and influencing decisions that impacted the culture of our company. And we no longer were representing an organization that made a difference, and it was about the bottom line for the shareholders, and it wasn't about our clients.
It wasn't even about the
return on
team
investment.
members anymore either.
It
It
wasn't
doesn't
about
sound
the
like.
team members.
Right.
It wasn't about the clients. It was about the shareholders. And I realized, well, how did I get into this role? This is a company that I literally left Canada to start with. We got it up on its legs, bootstrapped the whole thing. 3 or 4 years later, we brought in, we secured some money to grow the business through a private equity, investment. And because they had a majority position, they come in 2009 and started flexing. And when that happened, the culture started to erode quickly. And really good people that were in the room, sleeves rolled up, building the business from, when there was nothing. The people that actually got the business to a place that even attracted the private equity money to begin with.
Right.
Those people were diminished and dismissed, and other people were brought in, and poor decisions were made, and people were not treated right. And when that started to happen, and I realized it wasn't about, and the message started coming out like, we're doing this, this, and this. And I'm like, that's not really helping our clients anymore.
Wow.
And
How'd that make you feel?
And then I had one vote,
Yeah.
and I realized, how did I get here? Started this business, 8 years ago, and now I feel like I own shares in Ford, but I'm actually on the line putting the steering wheel in, and I don't have any say anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the line's moving, and I'm just putting the steering wheel in. I just happen to own some shares in it, and I didn't know how I got there. And
So
it was
the mistake was giving private equity a majority.
well, see, sometimes character's not really revealed until pressure comes on,
Okay. That's good.
right? So
Yep.
if you're with an organization or if you're with a group of people, true character is demonstrated when there's pressure or opportunity.
Yeah.
Or opportunity. Sometimes when there's a big financial opportunity, character is revealed. Or when there's a downturn and pressure comes on and you have to make tough decisions, character is revealed. So, one of the biggest life lessons that I've learned over my years is to watch how people respond when there's massive success happening or there's massive pressure happening. Just watch how they respond to that. Yes. That's who they truly are. And sometimes that's not revealed right away. So sometimes you do business relationships and you get into business dealings with people and things are going well. So you don't see all those things. It happens in our marriages, right?
Yes.
It happens in our parent-child relationships, right? If you're having a bad day at work and you had a terrible day at work and then your child comes and starts saying they want this and that, you've got a tendency to snap.
Yeah.
That's not their fault. That was you. You didn't respond well under pressure. Think about how many marriages erode because people don't handle it well under pressure, right? And the ups and downs people go through. Same thing in business. So I don't know if the mistake was bringing private equity in and in that position. But yeah,
Right.
I learned a lesson about that. Learned a lesson about how to position financing in companies. But you also realize that you have agency to make a choice for your future. And I chose to walk away from a company that I started and start over. Got my insurance license and went out and sat down with a gentleman down in McCreary County, Kentucky in his little trailer house and sold him a policy for $43.10 a month.
Boom, and the rest is history.
And then he canceled 10 days later and I got my first charge back.
Never mind. Then I quit and went home and said, this injury's not for me.
Yeah.
Rose said, is this going to work? I said, I'm not sure, but I'm still figuring it out. Yeah. No, but, so the good news is that if you're watching and you're trying to figure out if this industry is for you, or you're trying to determine if you're with the right organization, know this, that you have agency. God's given you a decision-making capacity to determine your own future.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose impact. You can choose to be a difference maker where you are. You can choose to go somewhere else. You can choose to serve the family today with what I would say meaningful service, and do them right and do everything you can to serve them. You will build your book of business. Referrals will come. You will build a reputation that precedes you. I mean, talk about doing things the right way. If you do things the right way, and we don't always all make the right decisions. We all mess up, right? I mean, don't open my door, my closet, and look in there. There's piles of stuff in there. So we all make decisions poorly sometimes. But if every day you go out and say, I'm going to make a difference in someone's life today, in the client I'm going to serve, or this team that I'm working with, and their agency, I'm going to do my very best for them. If you're serving people in sales or services inside the space, health, life, Medicare, treat people like you would like to be treated and say, how can I improve their lives? That's it. And say, I'm going to do that, regardless of what it is. Sometimes you get a crazy story of giving mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to a lady in South Carolina.
Which, if you weren't at 8%, you got to be there, or you got to go get the recording that's about to come out that Dylan just finished. So there you go.
Yeah. So
that's good. That's a great, hilarious story. Yeah. I love it. Well, I know we got another interview to do. We got to jump to the marketing building, and then you guys got to head out. If they want to listen to the podcast, if they want to reach out, they want to continue to plug in and learn from you so they can create an impact like you are, how would they do that?
They can go to Life Insurance Academy podcast or lifeinsuranceacademy.org.
Okay.
And check out our materials. They can check out what we're doing. We have all sorts of good stuff going on. You can find our podcast
everywhere.
Yeah, it's on every platform.
Apple, if you have an Apple phone.
Every corner of every city.
Yeah,
every
just
platform.
Search Life
Pandora,
Insurance Academy.
Pandora. People still use that. Spotify.
Audible. Spotify. I'm giving the
Stitcher.
Apple Music.
Yeah, all the main ones plus the remote ones. Overcast Radio, iHeartRadio.
What's the number one podcast platform, Dylan? You think? Apple Podcast.
Yeah. It's the core. It's the largest piece of our.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Followed by Spotify.
There you go.
Apple first, Spotify later.
Yeah.
So if you're a listener, jump on there and give us a review on Apple. We'd love that.
Yes.
But of course, you can access our resources at lifeinsuranceacademy.org. We do courses. We do coaching. We do events. And of course, then we have the podcast. So we're wanting to make an impact, man.
And you're starting to make an impact on YouTube too.
Yes.
Yeah, YouTube's growing. Yeah. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody.
That's right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Life Insurance Academy.
We
Come
dig
on
it.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably easy to find.
Yeah, we give a lot of inside clips of our podcast while we're recording, just like this. So you
good.
can get these kind of things. So, yeah, it's.
How good was this? This is
Oh,
great.
dude, it was a blast.
Okay, you guys are amazing.
Thank you, man.
Love the last couple of days. I love your heart, what you're doing for the industry, how you're giving back and bringing value and education first, so that you can create an impact. Right, whether agents work with you or not, you're bringing value and education and trying to leave a legacy on an industry, which not a lot of people are doing. So I have total respect and thank you for doing that.
Thanks, man.
Cool, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
Appreciate
for
the both of you.
10%.
Let's go.
We're gonna be
on the next one.
We're gonna have to change.
Let's go. Come on, Dylan. Change the logo. Okay. Boom. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
Find the gap. Don't complain. Don't murmur. Don't talk negative. That's average people talk normal. Average people talk problems. The greats talk solutions.